should be able to hear me now. Let me know if you can hear me. I can see my screen. Yeah, I think it's safe. Let's hope it is. The time I do this, it's a disaster. Alright, so we are rolling, we should be rolling. And let's see what we are going to do today. So, I wanted to try something different, and something different is... Excuse me, this music is like killing me. It's something a little bit more chill. Hey Kyle! Hello! So you can see I have the notifications here and here because I don't have my second screen today. It's all in here. What you see, it's what you are, is what there is. So yeah, it's going to be a bit messy. I have the chat in here. I don't know if there's a way to put them so that they appear at the bottom. I don't think there is. So we'll have to roll with that. Yeah. Nope. Basically the window, but I reduce the opacity so it's transparent and I have it so I can click through it. So I assumed would be the best idea. No, it doesn't seem like you can put the replace on the bottom. So yeah, maybe I'll just drag this in here so that it will only show the latest one. Okay, you can hear me? Okay. So, what I wanted to do today is to make a game, and I've never made a game before in Unity. I ran through some tutorials, and yeah, I basically know how to do basic movement. I know a little bit of C Sharp, basically from what I knew from Unity. I mean, from building Arduino, because that's in C, and this is kind of different, but kind of the same. And it has semicolons, so that means it's PHP. That's how it goes. So, anyways, yeah, I'm going to build a game. I did have no idea how to build, what to build, but I imagined that for something that should be easy because it has not a lot of movement and not a lot of things going on, I could try to rebuild the Chrome Dino minigame. So it's just you jump around and there are objects, you just press one key to jump, and there's a high score, and if you die, it restarts. So that seems basic enough for me to not fuck it up. Let's see how this goes. Okay. So, Unity. I'm going to be using the latest version there is, which came up like a few days ago, I believe. Just minimize this, because it should show up in the notifications anyways, and if I have to go over anything, so let's make a new project, 2D, and let's call it Dino Game. Yeah, that should do it. I'll have to wait. Let's hope that my computer is not super slow because of the streaming. At least I don't have a second window today. Yeah. Let's hope it doesn't take a while. Excuse me. You're welcome. I already threw this on the side of the Mac earlier, so let me step back to drink because I apparently don't know how to. And I got the water all over myself. I need to get a straw. Let's put this away from the Mac. Let's try to clean this up a little bit. And now let's get started. And I definitely didn't put the game thing intentionally. So let's first make a little order in here. So let's make scripts, sprites, animations, and that should be it, I believe. And I'm also going to, since I'm awful at designing art in general and also pixel art in particular, yeah, I usually, what I mean, not usually because I haven't done this before, but what I should do when I do something like this is to basically ask my girlfriend for to draw something because she does know how to draw. He made me he made mini me to run around in a game we are making together because I'm teaching her how to code, and this is decent. He also made this, which is also decent, and then I'm not even going to show anything I draw because yeah. But anyways, it turns out that there is this cool thing that is called the internet where you can download free sprites. So we are going to be rolling with these dino characters, which are pixel arty thingies. Yeah, I actually have no idea how to import this into Unity. I imagine it has to do with some of these files. Uh, or maybe the sprite set. Okay, let's roll with the blue one. Let's pull this into the sprites and we'll figure it out from here. So this is multiple. I do know how to do that. And then I have to select this manually, but you can click here and it will do that automatically for you. And now we've got all the different sprites extracted, and just asks if I can tell me more about this internet you're talking about. I'm sorry, it's like a university and military thing. So yeah, no luck, and unless you are in a university which has computer, which is not very common. Anyways, yeah, I don't have any idea on how to make animations based on sprites. I know how to make them rotating, moving parts, different parts. Like when I showed the avatar, which was all torn apart. That's because I get to join it live and then I move. I keyframe the moves. So I had no idea how to do this, but yeah. So I'll try to get a sprite for the ground and the skies that is nice, but until that happens, I'm just going to roll with some ground, like this, ground, nice. Let's make this like that, move it a little bit. Here's a pro tip that I just learned today, by the way. I am used to Blender, and in Blender you can press G to grab, R to rotate, or S to scale. And I was searching for some kind of hotkey for these menus, and it's apparently the QWERTY keyboard. So this is the Q, this is the W, this is the R, T, I mean E, R, T, and this is the Y, I believe, and U. No, that doesn't exist. So that's nice, because I don't have to go back in here anymore. I mean, not all the time. So we have our ground. Let's give it some kind of brownish color. We can do this since it's white, like that. And then let's also give the camera a sky background. Thoughtful, but I mean, yeah. So now we're going to drag in our player, and that's super small. Make it bigger, and that didn't work. Ah, so let's reset the transform, I guess. And let's try to scale this a little bit. And that doesn't do anything. I don't know how much minutes we are into this stream, but yeah. Yeah. That's not what I wanted. Let's move it in here. Okay. How to make sprite beer unit. I feel like an idiot right now. Imported, whoops. Imported sprite too small. Text to import it, has two parameters. Actually try to just like create a sprite render and then add the sprite in here, and that does not make any difference. Drew mode, masking direction, sprite sort point, material, sorting layer. I don't know if there's anyone watching who has any idea of how this works, but if you do, that would be appreciated. So, yeah. Maybe it has something to do. Someone asks what's the name of the music playlist, and it is not a music playlist. It is using this thing which I believe is called Pretzel, which comes with Streamlabs if you pay for it, and it's like non-copyrighted music. I have it set so that it's on instrumentals and it's YouTube safe. You can also make it so that it announces what is playing in the chat, and also so that it doesn't allow mature content, which is irrelevant since I have it in instrumental anyway. And then you have these stations with happy, pop, epic, chill, and it's great because I can play it and then YouTube won't demonetize me. I don't have monetization song, but it won't email me 3,000 times for each song I play, which is really annoying. Yeah, now there's some stuff in here that I haven't checked out. Yeah. Yeah. So, I believe this should be set to orthographic, and this controls the size of the camera. Maybe let's make the camera like big. This is going to look awful because this is pixel art. How do I get my camera to be pixel art? I believe there was a package, something like Pixel Perfect Camera or something like that. Pixel to the Pixel Perfect. Pixel Perfect Camera. Let's install that. It's up to date. I don't know how to enable it. Pixel Perfect Camera. Yeah. Does this work with the main camera? It does. So now if I play this, nope, still the same. Run in edit mode. I don't know what the fuck am I doing. Let's try 3000, 2000, whatever this is. Yeah, not good. Not good. Pixel perfect camera. This is basically what I want. Compression none. Filter mode. Whatever that is, filter mode. Point. That looks a lot sharper. Thanks, Unity. And now, I believe this is in the sprite render. Let's apply this. Pivot unit mode, pixels. Where is that? Maybe it's in the sprite still. It's in the sprite editor. Yeah, here it is. And this has to be set to pixels. I only have to do this for each. No, it sets all of them for pixels. Yeah, let's apply this. And I have to install the 2D Pixel Perfect, which I have. And then I go to the main camera and add the Pixel Perfect camera. With set Run Edit mode. And we set this to free aspect. And I have no idea why I just did that, but apparently it only works some resolutions. Let's roll with this one. Let's show our camera and let's okay. To probably move this to the back, let's make a layer of ground. Let's also make a sorting layer of background and put it below. And let's also make ground tag. There we go. And now to the ground, we give it the ground tag, we leave it the layer, and then sorting layer goes to background. And now my character is in front. Nice. Okay, we are making some progress finally. Now I can play this. Nothing happens because nothing is supposed to happen. Now let's make a player script and add it to the player. And we should call this player. Give it the player tag. Add the player script. This is not working. There we go. And let's make it based on physics because that's cool. So let's add a rigid body 2D and a box collider. And let's make sure it's set correctly. It is fantastic. Yeah. It almost sounds like I know what I'm doing. So let's let's call this up. So I need to use fixed update since we're using physics. Let's get rid of comments. Let's get our read body. how the method's called. And this should get us a rigid body, and then let's get the input. Load input equals input dot get axis raw, and let's get the jump. And of course this is the proper quote, and let's just print that. Yeah. Let's see if I messed up anyways. This is a rigid body 2D, of course. Of course, I misspelled something. Float does not contain a definition for get axis raw. An input with an input does not contain a definition for axis raw. Hi Kyle. Okay, let's try this out now. Why is it not showing? Why did the camera move again? Why did the camera move again? This way we set a fixed thingy so that it doesn't move around. There you go, and there we go. And now if I hit play and open up the console, what the fuck? I mean, I should probably make the ground round, so it needs a rigid body, which doesn't have any gravity, and that should work now. It does not. I think it also needs a collider. That's worse. Let's make sure. This is on the edges. Doesn't matter what it is in here. And it doesn't matter in here either. Let's try that out now, and hopefully it won't blow. Yeah. Okay. So it doesn't have any gravity. Let's try to make it static. It does work, but my camera changed again and I'm starting to get a little bit tired. And this jumps between 0 and 1, which is what we want. Let's actually make this a bool is jumping. And we'll say, is this equal to 1? Let's print this instead. And let's also figure out if we can see the camera when I am. Oh, is this? Yeah, that's the issue. That's the issue right there. This is enabled, I believe. And this is disabled. So if I play now, no, it's the other way. I have to set it like this so that I can see what I'm doing. So let's move this again. I'm going to get a little bit tired of moving things. Something like that, and now I don't have to reposition the collider. And then in here, I want this like that. So let's try that out now. Hopefully nothing breaks. This is false. If I click the spacebar, it turns to true. Alright, so now let's figure out how to jump with physics and also why my camera doesn't show up. I need to keep this checked. I don't know how. I suppose if I play and then pause again, it goes away. That's good. Anyways. Let's make it so that you can actually jump. So I believe what you can do is rigid body dot velocity equals a new vector 2, and the x component is rb dot velocity dot x, and the y component is actually get the raw input and set it to input by speed, and we'll make a public float speed. And of course I need to add some brackets in there. Now I go to the player. Let's make it, let's hide this, hide this. I did something wrong. Cannot implicitly convert, whatever, this is float. So now let's set this speed like 2 maybe, and let's click play. And it works, but I can fly forever, and it goes very slowly, which is not at all what I want. So unity to the physics jump. Google, I mean Starpix, but it's Google basically. Yeah. So this adds a force. Simple jump, how to get smooth to the jumping. And it also says I shouldn't be checking for input, which is in fixed update, which is what I'm doing. So let's try to figure out how physics work. So we are adding a force of, in the up direction, jump velocity, I guess it's a public property, and then I have no idea what that is. So let's check in the original example. Jump velocity is a public float, which I imagine is like the speed of the jump or the height. That makes more sense. So let's add that up. Let's make this a little bit prettier. Get rid of that. And then I don't know what that is. Let's guess it's something that Unity does, maybe. And I should probably add this only if is jumping is equal to 1. And I should not do this, but I'm going to do it for now. And then if this is true, let's just do that. And let's see if that works. Play. Nothing is happening. Yeah, not good. Maybe I'm missing some of the code in here. Let's find something else. That would work. Start project, movement, collision, detection, resolution, blah blah. Yeah. So let's roll with the update for now, and let's say if we are jumping up, velocity y equals to the square root of 2 plus the jump height, which is this, for the absolute value of physics of gravity dot y. Yeah, if it works, it works. And then we need gravity, and that's gravity. And then we need to detect ground, but let's first check this works. Play. There are errors. Velocity does not exist. RB dot velocity, RB dot velocity. Yeah, that should work. Velocity is not available. What? I'll modify the return value. Maybe this line, because it's not a variable. Let's comment this out for now, and get the same issue here. Just as a new vector 2, and here get the x and the y is the huge thing, and that should maybe fix it. It doesn't give us an error anymore, which is good. And now we still don't do anything. Okay, let's actually fix the annoying camera issue first. Can I just that's not exactly the one that we want, that we have here, but it should work. Be cool if there was a way of actually aligning this. Heck, one can dream. That's not what I wanted. Although this would work if I have some kind of pretty sky. Why can't I just like move it? Why can't I just grab and like that? Can can I just copy this size and then paste it here? If I run it in edit mode, it gets this value, and this is what we then see in the game. No. Okay, well, so I can't change this, so the only way I can update is by moving this down. And now I should move the other camera down, but then the other one updates like the, yeah. Okay, we'll have to live with it. That's it, I give up. There you go, that's the camera that we want to run with. That's it, that's it. Be cool if we were able to see through this pixel perfect camera, but we can't, and actually I think this is due to the resolution. Like right now we are in a 2, no, this is a pixel radio, this is a different thing. Never mind. Okay. So let's try and get back to jumping. Can you just like sit in that, and then we can assets, scripts, character controller 2D. Let's just this empty. I assume this is like the starter pack. Let's get this then. And this requires a box collider. Fair, I guess. And then we're using our box collider. I don't think we're using physics in here. No. We are not using rigid bodies and forces, which is what I want to do because physics are cool, even though I don't know how to use them. This is YouTube. Hopefully this will do what I want. Player controller 2D. No, this is based on another thing I don't know how to use. Okay, let's go for brackies. Jumping. To the movement. Let's pause this. Mute. Skip through. Does this glitch jump? It does. So in the update function, we are checking input.get button down jump, or actually just private bool jump, and then jump is equal to this. I believe this is a boolean too, and then we don't need any horizontal moves because the thing is going to scroll past us. And then the jump, we need the fixed update. And in here we are going to do stuff. But this again is using the character controller. Let's try again. This is 3D but should work. Is this using physics? It is not. Go for the new tutorials. Unity FPS movement. Whatever. GitHub. Player movement. This is rigid body based, so it's good. And this is doesn't. We don't care about this. We care about this because we need the ground. So let's say ground layer, and if we are grounded, we don't care about this. We don't care about this, I believe. And then this is jumping, so let's copy it. Need to jump cooldown, jump force, sounds good. And then we have a bool called jumping, cool. Sliding, we don't care about sliding. On start, this related to the cursor. In fixed update, in update, we are going to call my input with sets jumping to input.getButtonJump, which we are doing here. And we don't care about this. And then in fixed update, we add some extra gravity, which we may remove later if it feels weird. We don't need this because this is related to the movement, the camera movement. If we are ready to jump and pressing the jump button, we jump. Max speed, crouch. I don't think we have to do any of this for now. Let's just return here so that we can change this in here, and we can get rid of this. We are ready. We need to check if we are grounded. There we go. We set ready to jump force. We add the forces. If jumping while falling, I don't think we can jump while falling in our case. Let's leave it for now. And then invoke whatever this is, reset jump. This and jump cooldown. I think this has lambdas. Does not. Fair enough. So let's make just reset jump. Or actually, let's just make it so that we can jump when we are grounded. Get rid of ready to jump. bit of rate to jump here. Now we can only jump if we are pressing and we are on the ground. And we can get rid of this and jump cooldown. I think we still need jump force. We can jump while falling now. Which code editor is it? It is Visual Studio Code, although very customized using Caleb Porcio's course, which just came out. If you haven't seen it yet, you should buy it. Go buy it. It's makevscodeawesome.com, I believe. Yeah, and it teaches you how to go from this to this, which is great, and also a lot of shortcuts or how to do this or how to do stuff in general. Yeah. Let's leave this for now. And let's see if this works. Play. No, there are errors. Input that does not contain a definition for get button down. This is probably with normal vector does not exist in the current context. Normal vector. Normal vector is vector 3 up. So let's replace that. Actually, we should be using vector 2 of vector 3 because we are using a 2D. How long have I been on game development? Since I started this stream, I believe. I did some tutorials last week maximum. Yeah, about a week. I do watch a lot of devlogs on YouTube, and some of them don't talk about code at all, but some do talk somewhat about code. So I got some pieces from that, like the understanding, and also I did an IB physics class, so I kind of know how physics works. Not really, but I can say so because I have a title that says so. Yeah, that's how it works. So actually, just get rid of comment it out. And here I am adding a force in the vector 2, and here in the vector 2 as well, and that should be all we need. I mean, not should, and it's not going to work, but yeah. So if we play this now, nothing happens. If we press space, nothing happens again. Let's do some debugging. Does Unity have like debug input thingies? Go to the player. Should be full of. Still nothing. Window general. Physics debugger. Yes, let's stock this here and select this. Selected object info. Whatever. Sub layers and everything. Sub layers. Yeah. So colliders. Colors, whatever. Rendering, whatever. Pause and restart. Nothing is still happening. Collision geometry and mouse select. I literally have no idea what I'm doing. Let's go step by step. First, let's print jumping in every frame to make sure that that is getting set. So let's play this, of course, and false, but then okay, this is always false. That may be the problem. So input get button down jump. Which button is assigned to jump? I believe this is in project settings. And input manager, access, jump. Joystick button 3. I don't have a joystick. key or mouse button, x-axis. Yeah, that may be an issue. Let's try what happens if I click with the mouse. Still nothing. Let's try actually checking the documentation for input. Since that's what I should have done from the beginning. Input. Input. Methods. Get button. Get button down. Returns true during the frame the user press down the virtual button identified by button name. So this is a boolean. Directly call this function from the update function, which is what I'm doing. Alright, I think I get the issue. Let's try this. This is going to shoot us in the air probably, but at least we'll check the inputs working. So nothing's happening here. And I forgot to log this. Print jumping. There is true, there we go. So now we want to go back to where it was, which is put it in the first frame only. And then we want to add a force. Okay, we're adding a force down. That's probably not what we want to do. So let's get this here. We are adding artificial gravity. Add jump forces vector to up. Jump force by 1.5 for F and 0.5 F. I don't think we need both of them. Actually, let's make sure this is getting executed, because that could be an early return issue. Oh yeah, because we are checking the grounded, we are doing the grounded check. So ground layer, ground, and grounded should not be public, private, and then on every frame we want to check if we are standing on the ground. And we can do that by saying we have an isFloor function. So basically we want to get okay, so I missed the collision stuff. We should make sure we set the grounded boolean to what we needed. Okay, so on collision state, we do this check. The what is ground variable is renamed to this. I don't think we are using canceling grounded. We are not. This is for wall running. And if it's floor, grounded 2, normal vector equals to normal. Don't think we need that. And we cancel invoke of stop rounded, whatever. So if it's floor, rounded equals true. What's the definition of is floor? I have no idea. Can we do this in line? Explore, we get a vector 2. I guess we have an angle here, and we check if the ground is like more than that. This is stupid. We probably want to only check if we are touching it. So let's we have the layer. So Unity is colliding with layer. Layer-based collision detection, which is what we want. Check if colliding with a layer. On collision enter and on collision exit, we're going to check if the layer is equal to ground layer and is not grounded, then set is grounded to true, and then on collision exit, if the layer is equal to layer and we are grounded, we are no longer grounded. Easy enough. So to recap, let's actually do this inverse. So if the layer is not the layer, or if we are grounded already, we return, and else we set is grounded to true, because we are now on the ground. Why is this indented like this? I indent using tabs, reindent. That's better. So here we do the same thing. If the layer is not the layer, or if we are not grounded, and we return, else is grounded equals false. There you go. We don't need this is floor thingy anymore. We don't need, yeah. Yeah. So we can get rid of this. We can get rid of this, and we should only need one of these. But let's leave both of them to see what happens. And then we should probably, one of those should be a trigger, I believe. Let's see if this works, basically. And it doesn't, because it's grounded, doesn't exist, because it's called grounded. Which is a strange name for where you are on the ground that I had never heard in my life. So let's pop up the debug, and on our player we can see if we are grounded. But if I add a serial, I believe it's called serialize attribute, it allows you to serialize attribute. Nope. Unity serialism attribute. Serialize field. And this allows, if I'm right, for the grounded to show up here even if it's private. And there was a way to make it read-only, but I don't remember how to do that. Yeah. So now, play. Make sure that we actually have a height 5, but this is still not working. Ground layer should be set to ground, and ground has the ground tag and the ground layer. That is correct. So ground collider should probably be a trigger, maybe. And now we fall. This is not what we want. Maybe let's make trigger in the player. And we fall again. Not what we want again. Let's check the docs for the box collider. Unity to the collider. Box collider. This is where we were before. So on collision enter, I have to open 2D. Collision enter 2D, on collision exit 2D, on collision enter 2D. Then this message parameter has to be of type collision 2D. Alright, I think that was the issue. Let's see if that fixes our problem and we correctly detect when we are grounded. So we are not grounded to start, and now we are still not grounded, but if we are grounded we can yeet ourselves away, I guess. Okay, so this is still not working. Let's make sure this works, and it does. We enter with the collision. So then let's check if what the collision layer is of the thing we are colliding with, and it's an 8. And then let's also print the ground layer. And we need to use a different print in here, and this should both be 8. Alright, this isn't. So we've got a layer masking here, and we should probably get the ID. Layer mask. Value. Maybe. Let's check ground layer.value. Let's see if that also returns 8. Nope, it does not. How do I get the ID? Layer to name, name to layer, get mask, value. Implicitly converts an integer to a layer mask. So can I just say print a layer mask So layer mask collider layer equals collision.gameObject.layer, and let's print the collider layer and also the ground layer. Let's get name. Let's see if we can set for that. Layer mask does not contain a definition for get name. Layer to name. Given a layer number returns the name. Yeah, but what I want to get is the name. A Unity get layer mask ID, I guess. Given a layer name returns the layer index as defined by either a building or user layer. Okay, so the grounding is working. The problem is that the jump is extra high. So let's make sure we only set one force. Let's remove this hello here. Let's try this again. That works, but it's still too much jump. Let's try like this is set to 1. And now we're using jump force. Yeah. So maybe let's set this to 5. This is not used for anything. We don't need to see if we're grounded anymore. I don't know if we're using jumping. We are. So the thing that it's important is the jump force. So let's reduce it. So let's put it to 300. And that's a lot better. There is an issue with this though. This, if I jump and then when I'm on the ground again I press space, it takes some time until I can jump again. So let's see if there is any fix for that again. There is not. How happy am I that I am not developing for 3D, because all this stuff feels like a nightmare. So yeah, we now have a dino that jumps very badly, but it does jump. Let's actually see if I can make it work with the Switch joystick, the Joy-Con, or however it is called. I think I need the cable. Should be somewhere around here. Here we go. Let's plug this in, not because it needs to, but because it doesn't have any battery. And let's pair it. Pro controller. You know what? Why it doesn't show it right here? Actually remove it and try to add it again. There we go. Connected. And now we hit play. This should work out of the box, I believe. And it does not. Let's see. Build settings, not build settings. Project settings, input manager, jump, joystick button 3. Have no idea which button that is. Let's try this again. Nope, not working. Well, that's worth a try. Let's get this out of the way. Yeah, that's gone. So now we need some enemies. And yeah, let's search for some kind of enemy sprites. Unity's asset store has some stuff in here. So let's sort by, I don't know, let's see if there's anything that is free. It has like enemies which fit our look. This doesn't fit our look, but I could live with changing these sprites because they look really good. They remember me to Nichom. It's a game publisher. This is only background, I believe. Yeah. The sky doesn't quite fit the style, but better than nothing. These caves are really nice and do fit the style, and they do come with enemies that do not fit the style, unfortunately, but all this texture does. This font, this is a character which is not at all in our style. Let's search for pixel art. Close a draw, but yeah, not gonna happen. Pixel art 2D free assets. Here we have some asteroids. Actually, I don't know if these do fit the style, but it would be nice to have like the dinosaur running around trying to dash the asteroids. It's they are not quite pixely, but we can probably work with them. Let's see. Let's just get it. Doesn't hurt. Click again, apparently. Terms of service, accept. Now let's download this. Download. And I should probably get out of play mode. Download. import, and let's import the sprites only. Import. Here we go, and now we just copy our sprites. And we can get rid of this. So sprite, asteroids, we have a bunch. Let's see how they compare to the player. With, of course, this set to point, compressor none, all that we had to do. This is set to pixels, which is important for some reason. And this sets it for all of them. So let's apply this, close. Let's get one of the small ones. Let's make it smaller. And let's move it so that it's like here. If we play now, it sucked up the camera. Nice. Yeah, that should do it. Apparently it depends on like the scale. Anyways, play. Not quite the same style, but I think they could work together. I don't know. Let's try it out. Let's make a spawner. Put it up here. In the center, I believe this is the center. Now let's get some spawn points going. So create empty. Spawn. Let's add a little thingy so that we know what we are looking at. And this is going to be here. And then we're going to have another one here and another one here. Just like touching. Just like that. Perfect. And now let's go. Let's move them off screen like that. Let's name this enemy, and we are going to create a script called enemy, which we are going to add to the enemy, and we need to wait a second for that. And here we're going to need a reference to the player, so let's add that now. Enemy, and let's drag the player in. And yeah, let's add a collider. Make sure this has the glider set correctly. This one is trigger. Here on update, if there's no player, we just destroy ourselves and return because the game ended. It's game over. And actually check, as I already built something like this before. Let's add this here.
Or your audience must be impressed, or you're wasting.
Like this, and we are just going to comment a couple things. Like this, this. And now, if this is above us, oh, and of course we need to go to the player and create a void take damage. This is going to affect our health. This public int health. So we are going to say health minus equals damage amount, and if the player is still not dead, if health is greater than 0, we just return here, and else we destroy the object. There you go. And this needs to be public so that it's accessible from the enemy script. Next, we need to go to the player and make sure we have some health. And now if I press play, it's going to, this should go down on the player. Okay, I didn't set a min speed. So it's going to do 1 damage, and it's going to go from 1 to 5. And let's put this a little up so we can see what we are working with. It's maybe going a little bit too fast so that we can see it. Yeah, that's it. There you go. What else? Now we need to make it spawn. So here we have our spawner. We're going to add this in here. And here we are going to have some spawn points. Which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's add the 8 spawn points in here. There you go. And then let's grab this in here. We have our spawn points, we have our enemy, we have time between spawns and time between start time between spawns and mean time between spawns. And this with the public stuff. And then the decreasing difficulty. The player, which we need to stop spawning stuff. Yeah, let's fill it in. Let's start with 1.5 second and get down to 0.5, decreasing in 0.1. Here's our player, and then we need the enemy. So we are going to get this enemy right down here. We are going to make a prefab. Create folder prefabs, and let's drag the enemy in here. We can now get rid of it in here. There you go. And now let's just go to the spawner and there you go. Press play. Of course we can move because I didn't program that yet. And the spawner isn't spawning stuff. The variable player of enemy has not been assigned. So I can't assign this here. So instead, what we are going to do is player equals let's see. Here we go. We find an object with the tag of player. So now this is private, and it will be get loaded. Will get loaded on the start when it's instantiated. We should be able to play now. And there we go. There are meteors falling, and with the time, more start falling. We are not destroying the clones after though, because they are going through the ground. Let's make the ground a trigger, and it's probably going to throw our friend. Yeah. The collider said, yeah. I don't remember how I did this before. We had to set it to trigger, but then we had done something here so that the player wouldn't fall off. And that's not it. I think it was something, it has something to do with the dynamic. And then maybe remove this simulated. Nope. Simulated. It doesn't have any gravity. It starts asleep. Okay, maybe this is the issue. Let's just freeze the position. Nope. This is simulated. The gravity is 0 because this isn't affected by gravity. I probably can freeze the position of player now because then it can jump. Let's try this out. Okay, so it doesn't fall apart. and these things are destroyed when they touch the ground, which is what we want. Now let's make it so that we can actually move. So let's get rid of all the grounded stuff. That took me so long. And we only need to know input equals get axis raw and horizontal. And here we can say rb.velocity equals new vector 2, and the x is input by speed, and here we just set the y velocity. And then we can get rid of all of this, and we just say public int speed. Actually, this should probably be a float. Yeah. Now, in the player, what did I go wrong? Input get axis raw. The name input does not exist in the current context. Okay, so let's send private float input. There you go. Play. And now I should be able, and I am not. Fantastic. Did I give the player some speed? I did not. That's probably the issue. Let's go with 2. Yeah. The issue is, of course, that the player first of all can walk off walls, and then so let's add some invisible walls. So let's say walls, and let's make a wall to the right, which is just going to be a box collider. And then we want to make another one of these to the right, to the left, and call this left wall. And that solves one of our problems, because now we can't go much left. I did position this wrong, because I need to position them with the weird camera that we have here. Pixel perfect camera thingy. So I'm not even sure if we need any more. What happens if I disable this? A part of the camera breaking up. Does look nice, right? Can we just like live with this? Yeah, we can. Okay, so let's move this a little bit, and let's reposition our walls. There we go. Now we can't go all the way over there or all the way over there. Next issue. I don't remember the next issue. Let's just play it until we find it. Okay, the player doesn't turn to the direction he's going. So I guess we can just do this here. I had some here, yeah. Here we go. If input is not 0, Then we may move the transform to a vector 2. Let's try this out. So now if we go this way, the guy looks this way. If we go the other way, it looks the other way. Nice. We have the issue that our spawn points are not covering the entire area anymore. So let's fix that up. Because we changed the camera so many times. And now we need to add, what did I do? And then we add some more here. So spawn and spawn. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we need 2 more. There we go. Those are all our spawn points. This is a little bit too easy though. Let's put this on point 2 and try this out now. And then after some point things start getting a little crazy and there's a lot of meteors and it becomes harder to dodge them. Nice. Yeah, it's still kind of easy, but we'll have to work with this. And then when I die, everything disappears. Okay, so what can we do next? Let's try to animate the dino. So we have our player here. Let's say Unity animate Sprite sheet. So you have to slice it, which I already did. And then you just keep putting them. So let's try that out. Animation, player, create, and let's make it on animations. layer, and let's say run .anim, and then we already have some anim files in the Dino here. These are .asa, GIFs, backgrounds. We did not. Okay, so let's check what we have in here. Sprites, Dino. So he's like running. Let's check the GIF for reference. Code, downloads, Dino, GIFs. It's small. Okay, so it has like this running animation, and then it has this dash thingy. Maybe we can just get rid of this one in the middle. Let's just go here and say at 5 seconds, change the sprite. Recording, it is not. Record, 5 seconds, change sprite, here we go. It's not exactly 5 seconds. Then at 10 seconds, we change it again. A little bit further. We change it again. A little bit further, and we are going to tweak the speed of this. We are 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the one. This is the one that goes next. And then 30. And then I think it's this one. Yep. And we are skipping the white one because it's weird. Let's actually see how this goes. Make it a lot faster. And this is of course not a perfect loop. stretch it out so that. Right, I'm getting pretty tired to be honest. I'm going to take a break and let's continue another day. Maybe tomorrow, maybe we'll see. Let me know if you like this kind of thing or if you prefer me doing web dev stuff. Everyone who watches me can understand. Never mind, it's fun either way. This one is more throwing shots in the dark, and the other one is more like actually knowing what I'm doing, then getting frustrated and why stuff doesn't work anyways. So yeah, let me know which one you prefer. And let's see if to end this if this works with the controller. Disconnect, connected, play. It does not. Well, there we go. think this may have to go to do with the build settings. No, it's set to PC. No idea. Anyways, I will see you later. Bye.